item, and we should be guided by those rules.
No,
I don't have to pick and choose when to talk.
Yes.
This is a complete different topic.
Well, Mr.
Because
Chairman,
you created this,
I
sir.
know you, excuse me.
Just to remind you, sir.
I know as a former Labour leader, as a former governor, as a former chairman of APC, but not as a lawyer. Not as a lawyer. Anyway, you're allowed to speak. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Because this is not about law, this is about clothing. And I'm a tailor. Just to say that in Kano, Mr. President, in Kano, Kano City, not the whole of Kano State, in Bompai, we have so many textile factories, from blanket making to towel to socks. And then we move to Sharada. You have several textile factories producing various fabrics. My brother from Lagos has just reminded us that from Ikeja Textile Mill set up by Awolowo, we had several in Igomu, Apapa, even Baba Adini of Korodu. We had Nike Tex all over the country. In Port Harcourt, we had several textile factories. In Asaba, we had one. In Onitsha, we had General Cotton Mill. In Aba, we had Aba Textiles. We have complete federal character. Now, I was talking to somebody from the Federal Character Commission. I said, I wish that I had set up commissions on how to share the cake, which federal character is about. That we have federal character in relaunching industries in which Nigeria has clear competitive advantage. The textile industry was a victim of ill-conceived, ill-thought-out, military-decreed submission to so-called World Trade Organization. And sir, you said the right thing that even the World Trade allows you to regulate. In any case, post and present President of America has set aside the World Trade and is negotiating nation by nation. We cannot be more pro-international institutions than the leaders of the free world. I suggest, sir, that the point made by Adik Ochocho should be taken seriously. But for this motion not to be like any other one, it will be useful for the Committee on Industry to invite the Minister of Trade and Industry. Because the real issue here, sir, is that if we have jobless growth, the economy can be growing but without producing jobs. But the manufacturing sector will necessarily create a job-led economic growth that will provide jobs for everyone, leading to more prosperity and reducing the number of idle hands. Sometimes I wonder, those people who were working in Sharada, Ikano, and Bompai, what can they be doing now? The about 30,000 workers that were in Kaduna City alone, what can they be doing now? Over 50,000 workers that were in various parts of Lagos, what can they be doing now? Those around Onitsha, Aba, I mean, we can go on and on and on. Even Zafara, Guso, every part of Nigeria. So I think we should give this, maybe when it comes to prayers, we are allowed to add additional prayers, such as to give this measure the teeth that he needs so that Nigerians can visit manufacturing those things that will create jobs for our people. Thank you for your patience, and may you continue to have this large heart to accommodate people like us. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Senator Oshiomhole. Why I said you wanted to speak, I said no, don't speak, you speak. But now you twisted and then tried to bring some legal tricks into it. But anyway, you have spoken, and you spoke eloquently. Thank you very much for your contribution. Now we'll go to the prayers. Oh, okay, Senator Mame Ademalero.
When a friend, a colleague of the same political party make a proposal and I have difficulties with it. But I think that I ask God for courage to say things the way I see them. If we have Institute of Engineers, as alluded to by distinguished Senator Mgbeke Daniel, if there are defects, you need to give it teeth to bite. The appropriate thing to do, with due respect, is not to create another body. It's to look at that law, if there are defects, and I think this is what my in-law was laboring to make, but he doesn't want to offend friends. This house is not about helping a friend. It's about making laws that in our conscience we add value. This piece, with all due respect, is just like don't offend anyone. It don't bring any value. The challenge of enforcement, nobody can be a member of CORED, and I want Mgbeke to comment on this, without evidently having the requisite training and experience. It is not thrown at you. And what is the experience about? That you have the competence to evaluate, to design, and ensure that you are held accountable for the structural integrity, if it is civil engineering or other requirements that you are supposed to certify before you are admitted as a member. If we create another institute of whatever, how does that speak to enforcement? What is done in other jurisdictions, which, Mr. President, I'm sure you know it more than me, is that if there is something missing in an act, we add it by amending the act, not creating another institution. At a point, we will make laws that this one conflict with this one conflict with this one. Everybody is competing to become chairman of current chairman of what is this one going to be? Chairman of safety. What is safety about? How can you be a civil engineer, a structural engineer, if you are not competent to design a bridge? And if you design a bridge and it collapses, the responsibility to do is to prosecute and sanction and withdraw your certificate if you currently have a certificate. But for us to just make law and everything, I don't want my brother now not to share tea with me because I'm not supporting this bill, but I don't think that I'm here to support something I'm not convinced about. Particularly when I'm not doing any harm to him. He has intentions that are noble, but it's just that it can be achieved without creating another law. That's just my challenge. And I'm sorry that I seem to be opposing things like this, but it is better I do so here than to say later that, because
thank you very much. We'll now
I have
put the
question. So I don't think this thing should go on.
We'll now put the question.